Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking the sorting quiz, the one that has all the questions. Now, I have previously done this quiz on Pottermore where you get a select amount of questions and based off your answers, you get sorted into one of the 4 houses. And I have to say that I am very proud to be a Ravenclaw. However, in this test specifically, you take all the questions, and I do believe that at the end it tells you like what percent of each of the houses you are. Based off that, I would have to say that I think for sure Ravenclaw is like the house I fit in the most. But if I would have to categorize myself into any of the other houses, I would say that my second house would be Slytherin. My third house would be Gryffindor, and finally my 4th house would be Hufflepuff. In this house, we are all Ravenclaws, with the exception of my 2 dogs, which one of them is my Staffy Dobby, who he for sure is a Hufflepuff. He is just so gentle and sweet and kind and just playful and friendly. And then I have my Chihuahua, Volcom, who is without a doubt a Slytherin. Now, I do want to say that regardless of what house I end up being in this test, my heart will always be a Ravenclaw, so I do not plan to change how I identify. But for sure, it's still fun to see what comes out of here. And then I also want to say, if you are returning a viewer, you will see that my setup is a little bit different. I decided that I wanted to change up a little bit in this room and switch it to be more of an actual filming setup for me rather than just like my gaming room, which is what we had before. So I did notice that there might be a slight little bit amount of echo in the audio recording just because of the way things are set up now. It's a lot more empty and a lot more open. So if that is the case, I will see how I can bring some things in so that the sound isn't so echoey. But for now, this is what I'm working with. I hope you guys like the background. I like it a lot. Like, it's just so much more comfortable. But yeah, I don't want to make this intro like super long. Without further ado, let's take this test and let's see where I get sorted. So the quiz that I am going to be using today is on gotoquiz.com, and the website is www.gotoquiz.com. I will go ahead and link it down below in the description bar if in case you want to do the quiz with me while I'm doing mine, or if you want to do it at a later time with your friends and your family as a fun little activity, you can go ahead and find it there. But let's go ahead and start. For the first question, it is, which of the following would you most hate people to call you? And the options are ordinary, ignorant, cowardly, or selfish. I would have to say that for me, the one I would hate the most would be for people to think that I am ignorant. I don't really think I would care if people call me ordinary, cowardly, or selfish, but for sure I would feel very offended if anyone thought that I was ignorant. So that's what I'm going to choose there. In number 2, we have, after you have died, what would you most like people to do when they hear your name? Miss you but smile. Ask for more stories about your adventures. Think with admiration of your achievements. I don't care what people think of me after I'm dead. It's what they think of me while I'm alive that counts. I think miss me but smile. I hope that when people think of me when I'm no longer here, the thought of me brings joy to people. I don't know that I'm very adventurous, so I don't think people would have many adventures to talk about me. I don't necessarily feel like I would need anybody to talk about me with admiration. Although while I do agree that I do care what people think of me while I'm still alive, I still think I would care what they think of me when I'm no longer here. But I think the most one would be miss me and smile. Given the choice, would you rather invent a potion that would guarantee you glory, wisdom, love, or power? I don't think I would like power. I don't think I would be the type of person to seek power. I don't think I would seek glory either. So it's definitely between love and wisdom. I think I would go with wisdom. I would just benefit more of being wise. I think I could do a good job of getting love all on my own. And I don't think I would like to use a potion to be love. I think I would like to be loved just naturally and not have to use a potion for that. So I'm going to say wisdom. How would you like to be known to history? As the wise, as the good, as the bold, or as the great? I would like to be known as someone who was wise. You enter an enchanted garden. What would you be most curious to examine first? The silver leaf tree bearing golden apples, the fat red toadstools that appear to be talking to each other, the bubbling pool in the depths of which something luminous is swirling, the statue of an old wizard with a strangely twinkling eye. So I'm going to eliminate the statue because I think that if I was in an enchanted garden, I would maybe be a little bit scared of the statue. I don't know. I think I would be a little bit scared of the bubbling pool as well. I'm kind of scared of large areas of water, especially if I can't really see what's in them. So I don't think I would do that one. The fat toadstools that appear to be talking to each other. Probably not. I think I'm gonna go with the silver leaf tree bearing golden apples. What kind of instruments most pleases your ear? Violin, drums, piano, or trumpet? I'm gonna say violin. 4 boxes are placed before you. Which would you try and open? The small tortoise shell box embellished with gold inside, which some small creature seems to be squeaking. No. The gleaming jet black box with a silver lock and key marked with a mysterious rune that you know to be the mark of Merlin. Maybe the ornate golden casket standing on clawed feet, whose instructions warn that both secret knowledge and unbearable temptation lie within. Probably not. The small pewter box, unassuming and plain, with a scratched message upon it that reads, "I open only for the worthy." So I know I don't want to do the whole thing with the creature thing because I'm really scared of roaches and insects and stuff like that. So I don't know that I would want to be surprised with anything weird. The ornate casket one that has like the warning, I'm not very risky. I don't think I would want to risk that. So let me see. The gleaming jet black box with a silver lock and key marked with a mysterious rune that you know to be the mark of Merlin, or the small pewter box, unassuming and plain, with a scratched message upon that says, "I open only for the worthy." I think I'm going to go with the one with the message that only opens for the worthy. 4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you choose to drink? The foaming, frothing silver liquid that sparkles as though containing ground diamonds. The smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. The golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eye and which makes sunspots dance all around the room. The mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions. So I don't want the fumes one. I don't want the one that's like with diamonds. I'm gonna go with the smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums because I like chocolate and it sounds yummy. Once every century, the flutterby bush produces flowers that adapt their scent to attract the unwary. If it lured you in, it would smell of a crackling log fire, fresh parchment, home, or the sea. I am going to say the sea. A troll has gone berserk in the headmaster's study at Hogwarts. It is about to smash, crush, and tear several irreplaceable items and treasures, including a cure for the dragon pox, which the headmaster has nearly perfected, student records going back 1,000 years, a mysterious handwritten book full of strange runes believed to have belonged to Merlin. In which order would you rescue these objects from the troll? club if you could. Select an order. So I am going to say that the records are going to be first for me. I think it's going to be really important to preserve history at Hogwarts. So the records are going to be first, and then I'm going to say the book, and finally the cure. Which would you rather be? Trusted, liked, imitated, praised, envied, or feared? Definitely trusted. All the other ones I don't really care, but I would really want people to know that they can trust me. Which of the following do you find most difficult to deal with? Hunger, cold, loneliness, boredom, or being ignored? Being ignored is not one of them. I seldomly get bored even if I'm by myself. Loneliness has never been an issue for me. Cold and hungry are hard because I can't function in either of them. Like if I'm hungry, I get in a bad mood. And I'm always cold. Like me and the cold, we don't work well together. Oh wow. I'm going to say hungry. But cold was really, really close second. What are you most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts? Every area of magic that I can. Apparition or disapparition, being able to materialize and dematerialize at will. Transfiguration, turning one object into another object. Flying on a broomstick. Hexes and jinx, or none of these. Or all about magical creatures and how to befriend and care for them. Secrets about the castle, or none of these. So flying on a broomstick is not going to be one of them. I'm terrified of heights, so flying on a broomstick would be very scary for me. I don't know, I want to say every area of magic that I can, and I'm going to put none of these for 14. Number 15, if you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds, the power of invisibility, the power of superhuman strength, the power to speak to animals, the power to change the past, the power to change your appearance at will. Wow. So I don't know that I would want to read minds. I think sometimes we think that we want to know some things, but do we really want to know them? So I don't know that I would want to read minds. I'm going to say that I would like the power to change the past. But if I had the power to change the past, I think I would use it on very, very rare occasions, because I am a very firm believer that what you live in the present is because of the past, and changing the past can really mess things up. But I think I would like to change the past. So which of the following would you most like to study? Centaurs, goblins, merpeople, ghosts, vampires, or none of these? Werewolves, trolls, or none of these? I'm going to say that I would like to study ghosts the most. One of your housemates has cheated in a Hogwarts exam by using a self-spelling quill. Now he has come top of the class in charms, beating you into second place. Professor Flitwick is suspicious of what happened. He draws you to one side after his lesson and asks you whether or not your classmates used a forbidden quill. What do? Lie and say you don't know, but hope that somebody else tells Professor Flitwick the truth. Tell Professor Flitwick that he ought to ask your classmate, and resolve to tell your classmate that if he doesn't tell the truth, you will. Tell Professor Flitwick the truth. If your classmate is prepared to win by cheating, he deserves to be found out. Also, as you are both in the same house, any points he loses will be regained by you for coming first in his place. Or you would not wait to be asked to tell Professor Flitwick the truth. If you knew that somebody was using a forbidden quill, you would tell the teacher before the exam started. So I'm going to be honest. I would not be the person to go to Professor Flitwick and tell him if I'm not being asked. I don't think I would I don't know. I just don't think I would be the type of person to rat someone out if I'm not being even asked to do so. I wouldn't lie and say that I don't know if I know. And I don't know that I would tell Professor Flitwick to ask him himself. I think I'm going to tell Professor Flitwick the truth and let the classmate just face the consequences of doing something he knew he wasn't supposed to. So, I'm sorry. You and two friends need to cross a bridge guarded by a river troll who insists on fighting one of you before he will let all of you pass. Do you attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of you pass without fighting? Suggest drawing lots to decide which of you will fight. Suggest that all three of you should fight without telling the troll, or volunteer to fight. I'm gonna say attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of you pass without fighting. Which road tempts you most? The wide, sunny, grassy lane, the narrow, dark, lantern-lit alley, the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods, the cobble street lined with ancient buildings. I'm going to say the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods. Which nightmare would frighten you the most? Standing on top of something very high and realizing suddenly that there are no hand or footholds, nor any barrier to stop you from falling. An eye at the keyhole of the dark windowless room in which you are locked. Waking up to find that neither your friends nor your family have any idea who you are. Being forced to speak in such a silly voice that hardly anyone can understand you and everyone laughs at you. I think standing on top of something very high, because I'm very, very scared of heights. Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source. Do you proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance? Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise. Draw your wand and stand your ground. Withdraw into the shadows to await development while mentally reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur. So, you know something, this one is funny because if I'm going to answer this one with my brain, like I would say the one where I would withdraw into the shadows, but because I know that in the past I've heard like noises around my house and I have purposely gone looking for them, I'm going to discard the last one. I'm going to say proceed with caution, keeping one hand on my concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbances. So I would be like really hyper vigilant. I wouldn't necessarily like go looking for trouble, but I'll be ready in case trouble happens. A muggle confronts you and says that they are sure you are a witch or a wizard. Do you ask what makes them think so? Agree and ask whether they'd like a free sample of a jinx? Agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you are bluffing? Tell them that you are worried about their mental health and offer to call a doctor. That's so rude. I think I would agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you're bluffing. I'm the type of person where I really don't care what people think about me. So, I mean, if someone thought I was a witch or a wizard, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever, and just leave. Dawn or dusk? Dusk, because I am very, very far from being a morning person. Moon or stars? Stars. Forest or river? Oh, I like both a lot. I'm gonna say forest. Black or white? Black. Heads or tails? Heads. Left or right? Right. Okay, so that was the last one of the questions. I'm a little nervous with hitting the submit, but let's see what I get. Oh, I don't even want to see. I don't want to look. Oh, wow. Okay, so Pottermore sorting quiz, all possible questions. I am 80% a Ravenclaw. I'm so happy that I am still a Ravenclaw. I am 62% Hufflepuff, 58% Gryffindor, and 42% Slytherin. That is hilarious because I thought for sure, the least one would be Hufflepuff. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not a nice person or a friendly person. I have like almost no friends at all, like none. And I mean, maybe you can count like on one hand the amount of friends that I have. I don't think I'm a very friendly person, although I don't think like I'm an unfriendly person. But that's really interesting to see that deep in my heart, I may indeed be a Hufflepuff at heart. So, but I'm so excited to still be a Ravenclaw. So this was really fun to do. Let me know if you guys do this test and what you guys get. I love the way that at the end you see like a little bit of each percent of what you are and not necessarily like just one thing that you are, because I do think that everyone, even if you fall into one house, you know, there's still like a lot of characteristics you might have where you might fall into the other ones as well. So it's nice to see like a combination of where you fall within the different houses. But I'm excited to still be a very proud Ravenclaw. Let me know if you guys take this test, and if you do it down below, let me know what you get and if it's the same thing you got on your initial test or if your results have changed. I think it really is normal for people to change. I think especially if you're a person that took the test like years and years ago when you were a kid and you go and take it now, your answers might be completely different because as you grow and you mature and you change, your perspective on life is so different. So it's normal for you to change, but in my heart, I think I will always be a Ravenclaw. So yeah, this was so fun. Thank you guys for joining me while doing this test. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have something planned for the upcoming weeks because I did order something on Amazon, but I'm waiting for it to be released because it still isn't released yet. It gets released on the 11th. And I ordered a few other things, so I'm going to wait for all of them to come together to make a video and show you guys what it is that I got. But yeah, if you did like this video and you would like to see any future videos, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button. I'm trying to grow my community. And really, the intention of this channel is for it to be something fun, something that people can watch after like a hard day of work or school or whatever it is, like just a place where you can just feel happy and feel at home and just build a community of people who enjoy the same kinds of things, and so that we can share. So if that's something that's interesting to you, then subscribe to my channel and I will see you in my next video. Bye.